Welcome on back, everybody, to Comic Conquest. Today we're talking about the Brave and the Bold announcement, since that's the one we're most interested in. DCU is alive. James Gunn has massacred everybody who is not a part of his vision, and we've been given blessed maybe points, with a Batman and Robin movie. So, and we want to talk about that.
My favorite Robin was announced, Damian Wayne, which controversial Robin for sure. But there's something, there's a lot that he said and showed where I was like,
yes. Okay, so a big thing about James Gunn's announcement, and I'm sure that there'll be a little clip here of when he's mentioning this, is
the introduction of the DCU's Batman is the Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line, and so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU.
And this got at least me and Cole thinking here. And he points out a specific story arc of Batman and Damian, which has who?
Dick Grayson Batman.
Yes.
So he talks about Focus, Grant Morrison's Batman and Robin run, which is a story about Dick Grayson Batman and Damian Robin. And he also shows an image of art from that run by Frank Quitely of Dick Grayson and Damian Batman.
Exactly, and you can tell it's Dick Grayson from the belt, you could just tell it's not Bruce Wayne, which is very odd too, because he never specifies who the Batman is. And so this is our thought: are we getting a Dick Grayson Batman before Bruce Wayne?
Let's jump right into it. I'm going to say the stuff that makes sense, right? It's the stuff that makes the most sense. So he also confirms about DC Elseworlds, that the Batman 2 is coming out, and talks about the Batman Elseworlds. And in my mind, Batman for such a long time has been in the movies. They have a hard time incorporating Robin, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting Batman Part 2 with Robert Pattinson, who is Bruce Wayne Batman. He's like your traditional Hollywood Batman. I think there's a lot of room open for us to get a Dick Grayson Batman where this makes more sense, because the people that want a Bruce Wayne Batman, you fucking have it. You have it over there.
Yeah, exactly.
And Dick Grayson Batman is maybe my favorite Batman. Hot take.
That's hot. That's a hot
take. Maybe my favorite Batman.
Sometimes we over dramatize our hot takes, but damn, that is a hot take.
If you guys have never read that run, the thing that I love so much about Dick Grayson Batman is that he doesn't want to be Batman.
Yes, it's a very interesting, and you can get a little bit of that in the Batman Bad Blood movie. That's kind of the whole point. I thought I'd bring that up.
And that's a great another thing to bring up, right? Is so my thing. I love Damian Wayne. You guys do not know. I love Damian Wayne. Comic Damian is S tier, and now listen up. I think that
you can watch our famous tier list video.
Yeah, I think that character is so unique. But one aspect that I think is so crucial to that character is that he gets a brother that he wasn't expecting to have, right? Like, his relationship with Dick is so important to that character that to go without him being Robin first to Dick Grayson almost makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing, and to get into kind of transitioning into how they would do this, I think from a story perspective, it would be very interesting to see a Dick Grayson Batman before Bruce Wayne Batman. We're starting to get a lot more of Bruce and Damian in comics and in movies, and we kind of see that. And that's an interesting relationship, by itself. But like you've been saying, I think having Dick Grayson and getting that relation first is so crucial to Damian. And I think the way that they can kind of do that is by having Damian be the hot-headed little shit that he is. This is Damian's character arc, is that he has to calm down and be a human, basically, not a weapon. And I think you pair that with someone who's trying not to be his father becomes really interesting, while also training his father's kid, right? So I think
while dressing up
as your dad, like it's a like you could play with the psychological like fuckery really well. Like that would be tough, right? To be anybody's dad and then trying to train your brother as your dad. But another thing, and I told Cole this at one point, I think it'd be super interesting that if you do a Dick Grayson Batman, is that we don't see Bruce Wayne Batman for a majority of the film. Maybe that's a subplot, is trying to find where Bruce went, and you kind of learn as Dick goes around investigating. Like, everyone's afraid of Batman, and when Dick lands or he shows up, everyone's like, oh, it's the freaking Bat. Wait, you're not the Bat. And you kind of get this like alluded to, like the legend of the Batman, like terrifying figure in contrast with Dick.
And if you have this aspect of searching for Bruce, this is where you could throw in other Bat family members, right? You could have Red Robin, Tim Drake looking for Batman. You could see Jason running through Gotham, like having a hard time accepting that, you know,
your old dad's gone. People. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of my favorite, like, there's so much little stuff I love about Dick Grayson Batman, but what you mentioned is, like, the difference between, because he's not Bruce Wayne, like, he's not gonna, like, he flips around, and, like, and he just has a different fighting style. And one of my favorite, like, just such a little thing is in Black Mirror, I think it's in Black Mirror, where when he's first becoming Batman, he's, like, changing the suit constantly because he has like Alfred lower the weight of the cape so he could flip easier. Like little stuff like that. I love, like, they could put so many little details in there that, as you said, allude to like Bruce Wayne was Batman. He is Batman, but Dick has to step in. There's such an interesting like storytelling view you can have on that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it'd be almost a waste kind of not to do a Dick Grayson Batman, because you said this right at the start, we already have our Bruce Wayne, and I think everyone's really happy, and I honestly think that this Brave and the Bold kind of satisfies the want for Robin and the Bat family, which kind of allows Matt Reeves to focus specifically on Bruce Wayne. I would love to see that Bruce Wayne still with a Robin, because it'd be really interesting taking like from a story perspective for him. But I do think this Brave and the Bold film definitely kind of satisfies what the fans have been desperately just wanting, which is just Batman and Robin and the Bat family as a whole.
I would be completely okay with this too, like just one Dick Grayson Batman movie.
Yeah,
like, just the first one, and the whole movie's them getting Bruce, and then Bruce comes back as Batman. I'd be 100% fine with that.
100%.
I love the idea that for one movie,
you don't have Bruce.
You introduce it at first as like you don't know who's under the mask, and then they reveal it as Nightwing. Oh, it'd be so fire.
Yeah, that would be a fantastic, like it's a rare opportunity to have this opportunity. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. And it'd be different. It would stand out. You wouldn't be the kind of like same thing that you wouldn't have to specifically compete with all the other Batman movies that have been happening.
Yeah, and one thing also, another issue that I kind of have with, because they want everyone to be young, right? So
yeah,
I just don't know how old Bruce is gonna have to be for this. Because if you have Damian, you have a lot of other Bat family members. Like, you can't just introduce Damian just straight out the gate like that.
Because Damian has to be 10. It has to be, so it has to at least be like 10-ish years of Batman. Like, so you have to have like a late 30s, early 40s Batman.
He doesn't want Henry Cavill, well, maybe for numerous reasons, but he wants a younger Superman. That's like the rumor.
Yeah.
How old are we going for a Batman?
I would really try not to push 38, honestly. You could do a Batman where like he starts really young, he meets Talia very quickly, and and while he's naive, she does her whole storyline with him, right? And then you could have that like 10-ish years of him where he gets to the late 30s, and you've got the rest of the like that's enough time to have gone a couple years with Dick Grayson, do like a year with Jason, and then spend a lot more time with Tim. and you could have like, because those are very important, is how long you spend with each of them. I think you're allowed to go shorter with Jason because it is so tragic. Go longer with Dick, and kind of up to the point of the movie have Tim be the Robin. I think that's very important.
And I'll say this, like, such an interesting idea. This can't be a Batman. Like, it's not an origin movie.
No, you can't do an origin.
We have to jump off straight from, like, this is Batman. He's already established. I also have a question of, like, for this DCU, like, I honestly want the Justice League to be established already. Like, 100%. I don't need to see an origin of the league. Like, maybe they teamed up. Maybe it's not fully established. They have a watchtower or something. But I already want them to know each other. Like, hey, we teamed up once. Like,
I think you could even do it where Batman isn't a full member. Like they keep trying to make it. Sure. You do the Justice League show where he's like there. He'll show up if you ask him to, but like he's not like, oh, I've got to be at every board meeting. So I think, or you could even have him like the original Justice League didn't have Batman. You could just fucking do that, where they're like, Batman, you want to join? He's like, no. You're like, oh, okay.
There's a lot of possibilities.
There's a lot of possibilities, and these are just some of the few. I think this is a very exciting movie to have announced, and I really hope that they're not like, we're just doing Bruce Wayne and Damian as they fuck around.
I mean, like, you say Grant Morrison, Batman, Robin. I think Dick, Batman, Damian, Robin. So, curious why he would put the imagery up and the words he said. Because he doesn't, like, as you said, he doesn't say Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he never says Bruce. He specifically says Damian and other Bat family members, but at no point, not that I've seen, and I've been looking for like quotes from him, he has never said Bruce Wayne, which is really, really interesting. All right, I think that's about it. Do you have anything else?
I got nothing else.
All right, then that's gonna do it for a little talk on the DCU. All the other movies seem interesting. I'm excited to see that the DC kind of actually has a plan. And other than that, that's about it. We'll see you guys next time. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.